Hello guys, so in this tutorial we will continue with our previous tutorial where we are going to show the markers from the database on our map. So without any further ado, in the last tutorial we got our coordinates from the database. We split them into two arrays. We processed the first array, we processed the second array, and then now we're going to create markers out of those arrays. So looking at our map here, we have an empty map with nothing on it. We have an empty map with no markers on it. The next thing we're going to do is we're just going to be showing the markers from our database. So we're just going to be showing our markers from the database, and anytime we add a marker to the database, it's just going to show over here. Anytime we add a marker to the database, it's going to show over here. So these are some of the few cool features in the map. We will customize all of them later. We're going to add a heading tracker. We're going to add some few stuffs to it. So already we have some markers in the database. So let's see. Now, when you look at our database right now, the last time we said we're going to create markers. We're going to create markers. So with the markers, we create a constant and we call it markers. And then it's equal to, so now the all mark array that we created, we're going to loop it through using the map function. So you say all mark dot map. So the all mark is for the array dot map. And inside it, we create a position, we create a content, or we create an I. That is going to help us get the contents in the map. When you use the map, you don't need to use a counter or anything to get the arrays. You just get them automatically using the first argument that you put in the map. And then we use the arrow function. We open it up. And then the first thing we get the coordinates. And in the coordinates, we have an array object of lat and long. So with the lat, we have position.lat. The long, we have position.long. LNG and LAT, as you see. And then the content, we say we have position.content. So you remember when we were creating the markers, we just added a content object in an array, content element, and then we added some few stuffs there. So you can add any content that you want. You can add an HTML content, you can add any content, and it's going to display in your info window. And then we have title. We gave it a title. And then we create a constant for info window, new google.maps.info window. Content is the content that we just grabbed from our array. And then we give it a label that is the font family. We give it ULURU. And the next thing we need to do is we need to create the marker. So we say const marker. So you see, with the first constant that is having the array, it is markers. It has an S, and each one we say const marker. There's no S. It's equals to new google.maps.marker. We have the map. We have the position, that is the coordinate that we grabbed, and we have the title that we grabbed. The next thing we need to do is when a user clicks on that marker, we need it to show the info window. So in order to do that, we say marker.add-event-listener. The event listener is click, you use the arrow function, and you open it up, and then info window.open. You create your object in it, anchor is the marker, and then you add your map object to it. So that is all of these inside the markers looping. So all marker.map, the first thing we need to do is we grab the coordinates, we grab the content, we grab the title. We create an info window, we set it to the content, we create the marker on the map, and then when you click on the marker, we open the info window that we just created. Great. Now let's look at the latitude and the longitude. So we have latitude, so let's change the latitude to LNG. so that we have a good position. So when we change our latitude, let's see. All right. So now we have two markers that are showing inside our map. All right, great. So in the database, let's try to add the coordinates we got from ChatGPT. Okay, we've added it. Let's go back. Okay, let's see if we're going to see them. Okay, we're only seeing one. We're seeing one of them. I think the others are like maybe far away, but I think we're seeing one. So let's zoom out to see if there are more coordinates. There are no coordinates. Wow. So let's just go in. Let's just create a database, the coordinates manually ourselves. So let's look at our database. Okay. So we have these two coordinates. They are working really well. Let's see. So what we'll do is we'll go to Google Maps and we'll grab some locations around us, and then we'll try to we'll get their coordinates and we will put them in the database, and we'll see how it affects the maps. So first, what we're going to do is we're going to delete all the maps from ChatGPT. So you go to Google Maps, you right click on the page you want. So let's go to our database. Let's remove the rest of the coordinates from ChatGPT. We need the first two because those are our two coordinates that is showing on the map. So let's remove the rest. Let's remove the rest. So we still maintain our two, and then we clear the rest of the records in the database. The next thing we need to do is we click on insert, and then in the insert we have the latitude and the longitude. So we just paste our latitude, we copy the longitude, we paste it inside the longitude. Now let's run our map to see if this coordinates is showing. So we had two coordinates. Now let's see if we have three coordinates. Great. So we have three coordinates right now, and it's working fine. Now let's go back. So looking at our code, from all the tutorials, we have everything intact. We have our markers, it's looping through. We have our info windows, and we have the code that is creating the maps. Great, and everything seems to be working fine. But what we can do is we can grab the code that is creating the markers, creating the map, and we'll put it on top. So we can put it on top. So we say create map first. Okay, so we can create our map first, we set it to the center, and the next thing is we get our coordinates and we put them on the map. All right, so it's kind of a sequential stuff. So you create the map, you get your coordinates, and you put them on the map. Great. So let's try to change the zoom. Let's take it inside a little bit. So with our zoom, let's change it, not 9, let's say 12. Okay, we want to see all of our coordinates when we add it. Okay, so let's make it 15. Let's see. We want to see all our coordinates in the same. Good. I think this is great. So let's go back to Google Maps and let's grab another different Let's grab a different coordinate. Grab the longitude, and then we paste it in the longitude. We add it. Let's refresh our page to see if we have the new coordinates. Great. So we have the new coordinate is working. The new coordinate is working fine. Great. Let's go back to our Google Maps. Let's add one more coordinate. Let's see how it works. Great. So let's see if we have 5 coordinates right now. Great. So anytime we add coordinates to the database, it shows up. So if you have an app, you collect user information, you can put them into the database. The next tutorial, we're going to be looking at how we grab users' location, how we update it, and some more advanced info windows. More advanced info windows. In the next tutorial, we're going to be creating a very nice action model that we're going to be using, an Android style model. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you like the video, make sure you comment with anything that you don't understand, so we go over them, and then have a good day. So right now we have a nice map, 3D map, showing all the 3D buildings, everything intact with our markers on it. Great.